So last time we spoke, we talked about my last relapse, which shut down the left side of my body and complete use of my left hand as well as my left leg. I could still move, but my body was not working on the left side. And then I spoke to you about how I got my IV steroid and we brought it down to a fact that I could slowly start using my left side again. But about 2 weeks after the fact, 3 weeks, my right side also shut down, but I still had complete use of it. It was just numb and I could not feel it. I was fatigued. I was exhausted. I was gaining weight because I was pretty much just eating because I couldn't go to the gym and I couldn't do pretty much anything. I could, but I couldn't because I had no balance. I'm like, hell, trying not to trip over myself was hard enough. But with me, I'm lucky enough that I've gotten healthy. I talked to my new neurologist, and we basically came to the conclusion that we don't know if I'm going to get used to my left hand back. We don't know if my left side's going to come back. We don't know if half my body will come back. I had the confidence that it would, but confidence versus what your body decides to do is completely different. But as I started feeling better, I started doing more and more. I started playing soccer with the guys again. I started playing sports here and there, and I started going to the gym little by little. But I also really wanted to compete in powerlifting one more time before the end of the year. And I didn't know if that was possible because, again, I didn't know if I was going to get used to my left hand back. So I started working out little by little and seeing where I could get. Previously, I could deadlift at least 550. I could barely deadlift 135. I could bench 355. I could barely bench 225. I could squat above 400 pounds. I could barely squat myself. So I knew I had to do a starting point for all this, and I did. And I slowly worked out little by little and tried to lose a little bit of weight. I had gained about 35 to 40 pounds. I went from about 93, 195 to about 233, 235 at my heaviest. And I was very sluggish, and I didn't like how I felt or looked. But at the same time, I was in my own failings, couldn't really get out of it because there was a lot going on. So as I started getting better and better, I decided I will compete at the end of the year. So my goal is to compete December 14th at my weight class of 181. But if you just heard me, I just said I was 235 when I was at my heaviest. Right now I'm about 203, 205. So between dieting and working out again, I have lost a significant amount of weight, about 25 pounds. So I also still have to cut down to 181. I'll cut down to about 188, 185, and then water cut to 181. But the key here is I want to go over how I make my comebacks, what I eat, what I'll be doing. So for the next 2 months, I will make a video every single day. So you're looking at 60 days until December 1st, about 13 days out from comp. I will tell you what I'm eating. I will tell you when I've been working out. I will tell you if I'm stretching, how I'm doing. So you can kind of see how I make myself a comeback. So today I wanted to start off by, it's October 1st, which puts me about 74 days out, if I did my math correctly. So 74 days out from comp. My goal is to squat between 500 and 545 pounds. At the moment, I can really squat about 425. That's a significant amount to squat and increase in 2 months, but since my squat is still not fully recovered from when I was sick, it will slowly start getting better. My goal is to bench 355. I'm at 325 right now, and my bench will keep improving. And same thing with my deadlift. I'm about at 500 right now. My goal is to deadlift about 575, 600. So at 181, 545 will be 3 times my body weight. So if I could do that for my squat and my deadlift, that'd be great. And 365 is double my body weight for bench, and I would love to do that as well, but we will see what things come. So we'll go off of, today we'll talk about what I eat or will be eating and what I do take daily for my body. So the first thing I always try to hit is my protein intake. The reason I try to hit my protein intake is because I'm doing a lot for my body and making it go through a lot, and I'd like my protein to rebuild the muscle. So I give it what it needs. So easy enough, I take a generic protein. I take about 2 servings of this to make sure I hit my protein. The rest of it I'll get from food. So this is about 25% of my protein for the day. Some people are organic and like plant-based products. You can do that too. I kind of here nor there. I try to stay away from the box foods such as like, let's say burritos or boxed pizzas and stuff like that. But everything has its choice. You could eat pizza every day and still lose weight. Losing weight's about cutting calories and all that other stuff. We won't get into that today, but I always will hit my protein intake. How do I track this? I use, what is it called? FitPal. And I put that in and it will tell me my calories. I'm eating about 2,100 calories a day right now, so I can lose about 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. But I'll make sure what I eat will be healthy-ish. So what I eat for my carbs is noodles. Ramen noodles aren't the best for you, just because how you digest them, but you can eat them. There's been plenty of Asian countries that eat noodles and rice every day, and they have some of the top tier athletes. So you'll see bad and good articles on why you can't eat noodles, why you should eat noodles. I get my carbs from noodles and or spaghetti. I don't really like breads. I eat them, but I try to stay away from them. That's why I don't eat so much pizza. I'll also eat chicken steaks. Usually I'll have that for my dinner. So my dinners usually consist of chicken steak, vegetables. I love cheese in my vegetables, so I'll put a little bit of cheese, not too much, just because cheese does make me a little gassy, but give or take, that's what I'll be eating. And then the other thing I was prescribed by my doctor is to take 5,000 IEU, or IU, I always say IU, my bad, but IU of, see if that can, there we go. So this is basically just vitamin E, something you get from the sun. So one, you can just go outside, but I also have to take 2 of these a day. He said between 1 and 2. I've been taking 2 since I got my new neurologist every single day. On top of that, I can't show you my medication, but this is a 10 times stronger dose than this. So I can only take this once a week, but this, my doctor said I have to take. This is an optional where I don't have to take it, but he recommends I do. So I take vitamin D every day. One of the days out of the week is obviously a lot more between the 2 pills, but I can only take the one prescribed by my doctor once a week because it's very strong. So those are things I will take every day, but I will also talk to you about what I'm doing for a workout. So to improve my squat, a lot of people ask, can you squat every day? Can you lift every day? I lift 5 days a week, but I deadlift and I'll be squatting for the next 60 to 65 days, 5 days a week. Now, I'll squat to quote unquote my max, and your max will change every day depending on how you're feeling. You might squat 500 pounds tomorrow, but the next day when you go to squat, 335 or 300 is just all you can take. That's your max. So you squat to your quote unquote max every day, and I deadlift to my quote unquote max every day. After I'm done lifting, when I come home before I go to work or where I'm going, I will stretch. I'll stretch a lot in my legs as well as a little bit in my upper body. My upper body tends to stay fairly loose, but I'll make sure I stretch my lats, stretch my shoulders, stretch my chest, stretch my neck and my traps so that this all kind of stays loose. And I'll stretch whatever else I feel needs to be stretched. I won't overstretch, but I will stretch every day. So you'll see, as in each video I make, I'll talk about kind of one specific thing, and we'll break it down. That way you get to see a 60-day to 74-day transformation of how somebody with MS can adjust. Yes, there are plenty of people who lose things, they don't get them back. They might not be able to walk. They might not be able to speak as well. They might not be able to move their arms. It's different for everyone. But this way you can learn to start adjusting to what is going on in your body. I am lucky enough that my body still functions fairly well. I still don't have full use of my left hand. There's 2 different nerves that control these fingers, and anytime I go 1, 2, or do something, these 2 hands and my brain don't connect fully, but they're strong enough where I can do stuff. And I have been doing stuff, so I'd say my hand's about 95%, 98%, and we'll talk more about that and how to push through. So for the next 60-ish days, we will have a video, we will talk, we will say how I'm feeling. So, like for the last 2 days, I've been sick. So yesterday I lifted. It wasn't the best, but I was able to push through and get a decent workout in, even though I felt so drained and tired. Today, I feel better. It was probably like a day virus. I'm still a little sick. I can feel it. But today's lifting was a lot better. So I'll keep improving, and that way, if anyone has any questions, like many people have about diets and whatnot, you kind of see what I'm doing. Today, I will take my protein for my lunch. because I usually don't eat a big lunch because it makes me tired. And maybe a little snack. And for dinner, my goal is maybe definitely will have some broccoli, about 4 servings of broccoli. Um, and I'm thinking some steak, but I kind of want chicken, so it will all be determined. But I will always hit my 2,000 calorie count. So I will have noodles for dinner, I will have broccoli, and I will have chicken. It's a big dinner, but that way when I go to sleep, my body can kind of digest that all. And then I'll wake up in the morning, go to the gym at 5 like I normally do. Except for Monday and Tuesday, my other gym is 24 hours, and I go there at 2 in the morning to kind of beat traffic back home. But we'll break this down and we'll talk about it. So I hope everyone's having a good day. We'll show how we can do a 60-day transformation and improve our lives with MS. We might not be able to beat this disease at the moment, but we can keep it at bay with how we eat, how we work out, and how we live our lives. We need to get out of our shell and stop feeling sad for ourselves and start understanding that we can change our lives, but we have to do that one day at a time, minute by minute, second by second. So you can like this video, you can comment, whatever the hell they say, like, comment, subscribe. You can go over to my Instagram and you'll see my transformation, you'll see my heaviest list. Do whatever you need to. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer. So have a great Tuesday. I'll see you all tomorrow.